Hey guys, hello. I wanted to reach out because I am worried about you. Um, I've been getting some emails from you guys about having trouble managing your time. Some of you seem depressed and anxious. Some of you weren't getting up until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Um, I think you're having a hard time dealing with the absence of a schedule right now. And I realize that we really haven't prepared you for this, and I'm sorry. Um, and I also realized this that if I were in high school right now, if I were a high school student and this was the world that I was living in, I would be having trouble getting my stuff done too. So I want to acknowledge that the difficulty right now is it's completely normal. Um, Next, I want to tell you that I want to address the issue of procrastination because you're hurting yourself with it right now. Um, so we teach you that procrastination is a bad thing, you know? We give you a hard time if you wait too long to study for that test or you wait until the last minute to start on that paper. Um, but the truth of it is that type of procrastination doesn't really matter all of that much, depending on a couple things. If I have to get a paper done and I am like, all right, well, I'm not going to start that until the night before, and the night before I start it, and I get it done, and it's fine, and that's it. Like, okay, so there's been little harm to that procrastination. Is that the best way to learn and approach something? And then no, but at the end of the day, I'm okay. I'm fine. So it wasn't ideal, but we're fine. Um, but procrastination you can torture yourself with procrastination, and that's where it becomes a bigger problem. That's one of the ways it becomes a bigger problem. So I will say, like, for myself, like, if I have to grade, which is the one thing I think I put off the most. So if I have to get some grading done, and I tell myself, like, okay, so that's it. Like, I'm buckling down and I'm grading these essays this weekend. Um, then I bring that bag of essays home, and let's say I don't get to it. That means that this entire weekend I had this bag of papers home with me, and that has sat on me like this weight, this thing that I should be doing. So I'm shitting all over myself the whole weekend. I should be doing this. And it takes away my ability to enjoy just about everything else I'm doing. If I said to myself instead, okay, you know what, you're going to get five you're going to get 5 essays graded and that's it. And you're not going to work on it until Sunday night at 8 o'clock, then that's reasonable. I take only those 5 essays home. Sunday night at 8 o'clock, I'm like, okay, this is when I have to do it. Now, if I don't do it Sunday night at 8 o'clock, that's when I've started procrastinating. What I've done is given myself the gift of being able to enjoy the rest of my weekend by admitting to myself what I will and won't do. So that's one issue. Procrastination, though, when you're putting off big goals for your life, that's a bigger problem. Like if it's a small schoolwork and you're getting it done anyway, while not ideal, you'll be fine. If you want to be, say, a writer one day and you keep putting off writing, years can turn into decades, and then one day you're looking back and wondering how so much time has gone by and why you haven't achieved that goal. How you wish you had have spent your time differently. That's a worse kind of procrastination in terms of long term. So looking at how it's tormenting you right now, you have the schoolwork to do, you get up, and some of you will just get on it. You'll get on it, you'll start it, you'll knock it out, you want it off your plate and be done. But I think you're the exception and not the rule. I think a lot of times people are you're getting up late, you're checking your phone, you're hanging out in your pajamas, you're not getting up and going, and therefore you get the sense of well, that day went by. Well, I wasted my time here. I'll start it tomorrow. You won't. That's a lie. You're not going to start it tomorrow. If you're going to start something, if you're serious about it, you start it today, not tomorrow, today. But I think the bigger mistake is to think that you've wasted your day if you didn't start it off right. So I wake up, and some of you waking up at 2 or 3 o'clock, and you wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the day, and you're like, well, that's it. You know what? So today is not working out. So tomorrow I'll start. Tomorrow I'll get up early. Tomorrow I'll start exercising. Tomorrow I'm going to get my homework done. Tomorrow I'll work out this plan. That's a lie. If you actually want to do it, today is when you'll do it. But you can't think of it in terms of all or nothing. Doing anything is better than doing nothing. And that's another thing that we don't tell you. So if you aren't getting your homework done, okay, so you didn't finish your psych homework. All right, you didn't do it. Your notes or whatever it was you were supposed to do. Okay, but can you do something? So something is better than nothing. So if you, my kids are yelling out there, sorry. At each other. I think they'll work it out. But if you can do something, one little thing, like log on and see what needs to be done, listen to the video, check out the terms, answer one question, anything, you're in an infinitely better position than you were if you had done nothing. So that's one of the things you want to do is anything. And if let's say like I have a goal and I want to exercise, like I want to get in shape and I am not working out, well then like I might have a goal of just doing 10 sit-ups and you might think, wow, 10 sit-ups, you're going to get nowhere with 10 sit-ups. Actually, I'll get further with 10 sit-ups than with no exercise at all. And you want to think like kind of small like that. So if I'm not doing something, then I want to break it down to small components. 10 sit-ups better than no sit-ups, no exercise. And I could have wasted my entire day, right? And I get to the end of the day and I'm like, wow, I didn't do anything. Well, you know what? Until you go to sleep, you have an opportunity to do something. What is it? Can you do 10 sit-ups? Can you log on to Google Classroom and check one class and see what you have to do? Can you print out an assignment? Because all of that is infinitely better than nothing. I do actually believe that. You're also more likely to see things through once you've started them. So one of the things that I do and that I would recommend to you guys is to actually just make a checklist. So checklist, because it gives you feedback. You know, you log on to Facebook and you get all of those notifications. I don't know if you guys use Facebook anymore, but you know what I'm saying. You get these notifications and you're like, oh, wow, let me check. Or, you know, inbox in your text or something. I don't know. Like, you're like, oh, you know, let me check or whatever. So you know that, like, those little numbers, it matters to you. Just a little checklist. 4 people commented on your wall. Like, yeah, actually, that matters. 62 people liked your TikTok. Yeah, for some reason, you care. But you'll care when it's about a checklist too. And so you start with something simple. Like, let's say on my checklist, I'm going to say I'm going to wake up at 8 a.m. And I don't. I wake up and it's noon. All right, so I don't get a check mark there. But there are other things I can do, like get dressed, shower, brush my teeth, eat breakfast, walk the dog, whatever. And I want to treat, I want to, acknowledge all my little, I call them accomplishments, and little check marks where I can get feedback on the various things. So honestly, I would recommend making a checklist for everything you want to get done in your day, but let's focus on school if that's what's bothering you right now, if schoolwork is the thing that you're having trouble getting done. So okay, so let's say that when I'm making this checklist, I want to make it so that it's as reinforcing as possible. So let's say that I really enjoy doing my math homework and it doesn't take me long to do it. Then my checklist for math would be like, okay, log on to Google Classroom, see what needs to be done, print out what needs to be done, complete my homework, turn it in. That's it. Those are the only things on my checklist. And then let's say for let's say for U.S. history, let's say that you're not enjoying U.S. history, or you do enjoy it, but it takes you a long time to get it done. In those cases, something that you don't enjoy as much, or it takes you a long time to get it done, you need to subdivide it into smaller categories. So you're logging on to Google Classroom, you're printing out what needs to be done, you begin something, you write down one thing, you answer one question, or write one paragraph, or research one topic, or one thing, and you do little tiny things. And so like one check mark would be for like finishing, say, 10%, 25%. Halfway through, another check mark. And you subdivide things that you don't like into like a lot of categories, or things that take you a long time into a lot of categories. So at the end of the day, when you're like looking at your checklist, you're like, wow, yeah, like I did a lot. Maybe you didn't finish the homework that was due today, and maybe some of that's going to carry over to tomorrow. But that checklist will be like, no, actually, you did your work there. And so I think most important is that you recognize is that you subdivide, and doing anything is better than doing nothing, no matter how small it is. The other thing is that your things that give you pleasure in general that are not school related also matter. And that if you're watching a Netflix movie or show or whatever, this is not wasting your time. It's only wasting your time when it's off balance. So when you're watching 6 shows, like, that's wasting your time. But if you enjoy watching a movie or an episode or two of something, good. You should be enjoying stuff in your life right now. It's not, you don't want it to be all work. You don't want to think that like your enjoyment of your day is also not important. But I think what you guys are also noticing is that too much of a good thing takes away the enjoyment of a good thing. Remember satiation? Too much of a desired reinforcer, and it's no longer reinforcing. You don't want to do that to yourself. You love doing whatever the task is. Don't satiate on the stuff that you love. Reach out to other people, see how they're doing, check up on each other, and let me know how I can help. I can break this down. I can help you set up your checklist, and I'm willing to spend the time doing that. My hesitation is that I don't want to give you guys another thing to do. So like I'd be fine with pausing everything right now and just being like, all right, let's work on managing your day and adjusting without a schedule. I actually have it already created. So if you want to do it, we'll take a few day pause on AP Psych curriculum and work on adjustment. I've got it set up for you. Again, it's another thing, so I don't know if you want it right now. Otherwise, maybe instead I'll give you a day break here or there, just some catch-up days built in so that you're getting stuff done. Whatever time you're waking up, your day isn't lost. There's always, at every point in the day until you go to sleep, you can check stuff off your list and feel like you've accomplished something. And every little thing you do, you need to start seeing them as accomplishments. It feels good that way. I can explain the psychology of it after the exam, though. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.